Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Alex.
What's this?
This is Brains on the Outside.
What's that?
It's a podcast, Alex, about ridiculous business ideas.
It's not just a podcast, is it, Andrew? It's also a live show sometimes.
Yep. Last Wednesday, we
Yeah.
did a live show, the first ever one. Now, technically, when we're recording this, we've not done it yet. But you're listening to it after we've done it. Alex, how did the live show go?
I think it went incredibly well. It was really funny. You were very funny. I was very funny. The audience was extremely happy. No one said anything bad. I think it was good.
I totally agree that's how it's going to go down. I think it was very funny. I thought you were very funny.
Thank you.
You have to visualize things. No, this is by saying this, by putting it out there in the universe, this is how it's going to go down.
Positive mental attitude, Andrew. Positive mental attitude. I believe firmly that we're actually going to say two of the funniest things that have ever been said in the history of live shows ever.
Wow. I love like the high expectation. No, that's good because even if you were visualizing that, with only even a fraction of that comes true, you still said two pretty funny things.
Yeah.
Typically, we come up with ideas like, what if there was a wine flight that was also a hat?
Yeah.
Or
what if there were vapes that were also savory flavors, like steak bake?
yummy, yummy. I have got a great idea. Well, hopefully it's a great idea.
Okay.
Between the two of us, we're going to make it a great idea. And I'll just like to bring it to you, get it out of my head, get it on the outside, and we can get it pitch ready, investment ready.
Okay.
Right. Let's
go.
do it. So, Alex, can you remember when you were a child that your imagination, mine was at least, maybe yours was as well, of how a job was very different to how a job actually is?
Yes, Andrew, the many, 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 many years ago that I was a child, I definitely did not imagine that my job would be as it is right now.
I think a lot of children's media gives false impressions of jobs. Postman Pat, Fireman Sam, those little police dogs. Mm-hmm. They make these jobs, it's unrealistic, the expectations.
I don't know whether children these days imagine that they will be the Paw Patrol people because those are actual dogs. And I guess it's possible you might be like, I'm going to grow up to be a Paw Patrol dog. That's possible.
I'm hoping the children of today can see past that though and be like, well, you don't watch Postman Pat and be like, I want to be Jess the cat.
That's
you know?
Yeah.
Hopefully they can see past that. I guess my point is, children's TV makes jobs seem idyllic and fun, and they can't be like that. Like, they're not like when Postman Pat delivers mail. I'm sure the Royal Mail is a much more boring and difficult place in the way Postman Pat does it. No one's saving the day when Postman Pat does it. I propose a business, a service you go to, and you are like, hey, I want to be a fireman for a day.
Ooh.
And we will give you the chance to be a fireman for the day. No training. We'll just give you that experience. But it'll be done in this idyllic way. The sort of style of a children's TV show might be a fireman, or be a doctor, or be a race car driver.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, yeah, that sounds good. I like the sound of that. You get to do all the fun stuff of having one of these big jobs, and you forget about all of the administrative overhead, the bureaucracy, the pencil pushing, the red tape.
Yep. Politics, health and safety, none of that. You're like, okay, you're going to be a fireman? Well, we'll just find an easy fire for you to put out. I give you a hose, put you somewhere you can't be danger to yourself or others, and it'll be fun.
Someone really light to carry out of the building.
Yeah. Like a tree where a cat's on top of for you to go get the cat, but the tree it won't be very high, you know.
Yeah. It's just like 7 or 8 feet up.
Exactly. So children's cartoon versions of the job.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. So what job did you think that you would have when you were a child?
I remember being quite into being an astronaut. I mean, quite into space. So I had space wallpaper. So
yeah, traditional classic stuff.
A part of the service would be like, you want to be an astronaut? Well, we can. Because again, astronaut's a perfect example, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Becoming an astronaut is pretty difficult. Actually, it's pretty famously difficult.
Yeah.
But with this service, it doesn't have to be. You just sign up. You pay us some money.
Yeah.
Probably depending on how difficult or is going to fit you into this job for a day.
Yeah.
And we'll just let you live that for a day.
And then I guess that lets you decide whether or not you want to put all the effort into being that person in the future. Like, do I want to go through the effort of doing all of the training and all of the getting a degree and getting a master's and everything else in order to be able to say, yeah.
You think this is a testing thing. That's interesting because in my imagination, this is being deeply expensive.
Oh, okay.
So we have to blast you into space.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Put you in a burning building and also cover the liability of something going wrong.
Yeah, but like time is money.
Time is money.
So if I have to pay £250,000 today to try to be an astronaut for the day tomorrow, okay, but then that stops me from wasting 10 years of my life.
That's a good point.
Getting to the point where I am an astronaut and then I get up in space and I'm like, I don't fucking like this. Yeah. It's too dark.
Shit. Really scared of heights.
It stinks. Yeah. I don't like the suit. I feel claustrophobic. I just want to eat normal food.
You get in that burning building. Oh, it's way too hot.
I do not like this. Yeah, it sucks. I could imagine that being something that I would obviously, given the money to do it, I definitely would have paid that money.
In your school, did you ever do like a test to figure out what job?
Oh, shit. Yes, I did, Andrew. I did. I filled it in. And you know what it recommended? I filled in the psychometric test and it was like, you should be an antiques dealer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of bananas. That's such a niche job.
And do you know what? Like 6 people in my year got antiques dealer. Several people got careers advisor.
There's obviously a guy there who knew like 4 jobs.
Yeah.
And one of them was careers advisor because he was him.
It took such a long time. Like you filled it in, you screwed it, like you had to little scratch off little things on a piece of paper and then they sent that away to be processed and it got processed by a huge machine. And then what came back was like, you should be an antiques dealer. When I actually went to go and pick up the results as well, the careers advisor in my school was like, antiques dealer, that's an interesting job. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to be an antiques dealer though. And he was like, oh, what do you want to be? And I was like, I want to make video games. And he went, I can't help you. And that was the end of my careers advice at school.
So I guess this service I would step in and you, little 8-year-old Alex, I want to make video games.
Yeah.
You give us £750,000.
Yeah.
And we'll drop you in the middle of Activision for 24 hours.
That's a lot of money to be dropped in the middle of Activision, but yes.
Well, it
was £250,000 to be sent into space.
I disagree with your number, but I didn't want to.
Right, okay.
I didn't want to stop the flow of the bit.
How much do you think it is to get blasted into space?
It's going to be deep into 7 figures, man. This ain't space tourism. For that you need training. This is you show up, no training, you're ready to go.
How much is 1 year of your life worth to you?
That's actually a really difficult question to answer off the cuff of a podcast.
Yeah.
Are you saying this like? Is your question, is this like the time is money thing? Like,
yeah.
Shit. I mean, it'd be much easier if I had the £1 million to become a spaceman to this scheme.
But what I'm asking is like, if you were like, I think I want to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 7 years of training and then so many years of being treated like shit as a junior med person before you actually get to be a doctor, right? How much is those 7 years of your life worth? If you got to the other end of it and you're like, I don't like the sight of blood.
Guts are a bit icky,
what is that? I don't want to touch that.
People have bones on the inside? What?
Yeah. And then you were like, oh, I've wasted 7 years of my life. I wish I'd paid X so I didn't have to do this.
I actually have a really good idea for another business.
Yeah.
Can I just sneak this in right now?
Slip it in.
Right, I've thought this for a while, but what if you could become a doctor without all that medical training? The difficult, you do 7 years of medical training because there's so much shit in the human body, right? There's so much stuff you have to learn to heal a sick person. But what if you didn't do it all?
Yeah.
You specialized in one tiny bit. And not like a dentist. I mean, one hyper-specific thing.
Oh, like...
You can cure one ailment and that's it. You can't call yourself a doctor. It takes 30 days. But at the end of it, you can take someone's appendix out. But that's it.
Yeah. I mean, okay, yeah. The problems that there are with the NHS now become infinitely more complicated because every doctor can only specialize in one really specific thing.
Oh, no. This,
all right.
Doctors exist. This is for the layperson. This is for me or you.
Oh, right. Okay,
You walk in to Andrew's hack medical school and you learn what if someone has way too much earwax in their ear.
Wait, hang on. This actually, there's something about this because actually, if you do first aid training, this is actually what you're being taught to do in some level.
Yeah.
This is just first aid training plus. It's like it's not that you walk down the street and someone bashes their head and you're like, oh, put him in the recovery position.
Oh, he bumped his noggin a bit. No, this is
he's
been gouged by a bear in this very specific way. Very specific way. Thank God you're here.
I can solve the problem where a piece of scaffolding goes all the way through you.
You get fucking cord.
Holy shit, I know what to do now.
Yeah,
I mean, that's some real spontaneous shit there. You're walking down the street and that one really specific thing happens to you. You are going to be a hero. But it's also perfect because it's not too many heroes because most people are going to go through their lives knowing how to do something that they actually never have to do. But for those people who do have to do it,
one time.
Instant fame.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Just so happened, this person, you had to pop an eyeball back in. That was a fun digression, Andrew. But if we go back to what you were originally talking about, I have a question.
Okay, first, sort of patronizingly calling my innovative way of solving the NHS's problem a fun digression is a bit insulting, but we'll fucking solve that off air. But go on. What's your question?
What if the job that you want is not 100% kosher?
What do you mean?
Well, earlier I asked you what job you wanted when you were a kid.
Yep.
Why don't you ask me that question?
Okay, I'm scared now. What job did you want when you were a kid?
Bank robber.
See, the thing is, that's totally okay for us right now.
Okay.
Know? We're a startup. We're fighting for all the funding we can get.
Uh-huh.
Some kids want to be cops.
Yeah.
Some kids want to be robbers,
True.
And it's not as if it's going to be dangerous, We're giving you the sanitized, safe version of how a kid imagines to be a robber.
I mean, I think the problem with this is that's way more fun. If I could spend some money to go and rob a bank one day,
okay,
I'd be so in.
Okay, right, real talk for a second.
Mm-hmm.
There's an amount of money you could actually offer the service at. You want to rob a bank, and you can pay us X amount of money, and you can keep all the money you get from the bank. There's some equation where that works, because then you can just every lawsuit that gets thrown at you, you can just pay off. Because this costs you £200 million. Well, yeah, okay, we can get you off with that. When you get locked up, well, yeah, we can get you out.
Oh,
so yeah, we will. Obviously, some crimes we're not gonna allow, but for fun ones,
yeah,
robbery.
What about pyramid schemes?
I guess it depends who you're scamming.
That's true.
Depends who you're scamming.
Yeah. What are the good crimes, Andrew?
The good crimes are the fun ones.
Yeah.
They're robbery.
Yeah.
Most forms of that, actually. Train heists.
Oh, yeah.
Robbing ancient tombs of sorts. That comes to the caveat, is it going back to a museum?
Yeah.
Or its rightful home? We'll allow that. We're not so much keen on the robbing things to bring it to the British Museum style.
No.
Crimes.
Stealing from the rich.
Stealing from any Robin Hood situation.
Any Robin Hood situation.
Any Robin Hood situation. Anything that can be classified as sticking it to the man.
Yeah.
That's totally okay.
Okay. Cool.
Most forms of no. What's they call it? You assassinate a king?
Regicide.
Yeah, most forms of regicide. That requires a bit more work until we decide if that's okay or not.
Yeah, what about Hitman in general?
It depends on two things: how you're doing it. Is it a kind of fun way? And who you're doing it against.
Okay.
Any crime that involves the flow of time, if you find yourself in a looper situation where you are having to send a dead body back through time, that's totally okay as well.
Oh, interesting. What about fixing sporting events?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. The crimes you don't allow are the ones that are actually, violent, nasty crimes.
Okay. What about small crime, like walking on the grass where it says don't walk on the grass?
So, honestly, if you come to us with that baby shit, we're going to get you in trouble.
Oh, whoa, that turned real quick.
If it's like, oh, what a jaywalk, we're like, don't be a baby. Like, well, we're here to give you experiences for you to broaden your vision, broaden your mind. Do you actually want to be an astronaut? Can you handle being a zero-G? Can you actually handle being a train robber? These are big life things. And you're coming at us with like, oh, I don't know, I want to like sell this lamb to a country that doesn't allow meat exports of that kind. No. It has to be, it's a level of fun because, it's for our own staff, right? We don't want to give our staff boring work to do. Yeah.
So if I came to you and I was like, I want to be an accountant or I want to be a foreign currency exchange merchant.
That's interesting. Where, I mean, are you trying to say you're trying to get money to, hold on. Tax evasion isn't cool either. We're not into any of that sort of nonsense.
Oh, sorry. I'd gone back to just like, I want to be a real job.
You want to be a real job?
I want a real job as an accountant. Is that on the table?
Now I'm getting into this mood. I feel that actually, yeah. But hold on. I'll explain why. It's going to be really fucking dull. And if you're 8,
yeah,
we want to get as many people off the accounting path as possible and into the fun jobs.
Yeah.
So we need to show them, dream for more exciting jobs. No offense, accountants.
We love you, accountants. We really do. You make the world go round. Okay. What about data scientist?
That's a tough one. So in situations like that, a lot of it comes down to trying to get them into podcasting instead. That really lucrative data scientist, the podcast pipeline.
So, Andrew, today,
yeah,
if you had access to the service, what job would you like to try, or what jobs would you most like to try, or criminal activities? Now
that we have actually, I feel this was a good space. You challenged me a little bit, and I feel a bit more confident in what sort of criminal activities we allow and disallow. Mm-hmm. I would really like to be one of those people who rob trains in the back of a horse.
Okay.
Like Red Dead Redemption style.
And the fact that that isn't a job that's available now in the real world isn't a problem with this setup.
Huh. Well, there's still trains, right?
Yeah.
And there's still horses, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I understand the theming of it isn't particularly relevant.
Yeah. I mean, it's more complicated. You have to get a much faster horse.
Okay, right. I'll be really good at like understanding when the train's going to go underneath a bridge.
Yeah.
Is the modern equivalent dirt bike LNER?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't know.
Barreling along on a dirt bike next to a Transpennine Express train to jump on board and steal a free cup of tea.
It's good, right? Okay. Do you think jobs should be era appropriate? The ones that we offer.
I mean, personally, I think that's probably. It depends on what the goal is. If the goal of the business is to have fun, no. If the goal of the business is to teach you whether or not you would like that job in the future, then probably yes. Okay. I guess you could do both at the same time.
No, if we're going to go out there and get funding, we need a really tight vision.
Yeah.
Really tight, mission statement. I think it's for this is a serious business. We're trying to teach you a job you want, whether it's a criminal one or not.
Yeah, I think there's some interesting ways to get funding for this as well, because if someone does come to you with one of those criminal jobs, which we don't want people to have, we just send them straight to jail and charge the government for that.
Oh, shit. I mean...
It's some precog shit, right?
That's... When you said that...
Yeah.
I was like, fucking ACAB? Fucking snitches get stitches. And then you said precog shit, and I was right back on board. Oh, we're doing a Minority Report now.
Yeah, because we don't have to do any of the actual like clever Minority Report stuff because someone actually comes to you and goes, I want to be a murderer.
I want to murder someone. I'm making a lot of heroin right now. And we're like, that's not one of the fun drugs. Right to fucking jail.
That's a bad one, yeah.
Okay. I feel more confident with this idea now.
I think we've workshopped it. I think it's good. I think we can take it out to market. I think we can do it. We can make it happen. But maybe we need to choose a small subset of cheap jobs to get started on.
How about original vision then? It's just every job that has the equivalent of a children's TV job. Postman. Dog who solves crime. Fireman Sam.
Musketeer.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I've got to be honest. Firefighter is definitely one of the more expensive ones to recreate. Or I guess maybe not if you're not worried about health and safety.
I mean, the user has to take some risk, right? You know, like...
It depends.
And they're paying a lot of money to us, and that'll cover some of the life insurance.
Because you need to rent that fire engine, and that's where most of the money goes.
But you have to think of it like this, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of circular economics here. Yes, we're training with firemen, but in the future, we're also going to start training up arsonists. Link these people together. I think we've come up with a really great idea. I think we've fulfilled the promise of brains on the outside in this episode. We've got an idea ready for market.
Uh-huh.
And I think we can get some funding for this.
Okay. If you are an investor and you want to invest in this particular idea, Andrew, what is the best way to do that?
If you're an investor and you want to invest in this idea, or you have a business idea you want to tell us about, you can email us at brainsontheoutside@gmail.com.
You surely can.
And if you do that, we will send you a whole bunch of free stickers.
I mean, if you invest in this idea, we will probably take the money and run away.
Oh, yeah. 100%. And this podcast will probably end as well.
But we'll also give you some stickers.
Oh, you got the stickers, yeah. Do you have one final idea, Alex?
Yes, I do, Andrew. What if we had peas that tasted like sweet corn and sweet corn that tasted like peas, so the kids that don't like peas and sweet corn can still eat peas and sweet corn?
Wonderful. Keep your brain on the outside.
Keep your brain on the outside, man.